Hello everyone and welcome to G-Lens. Today, we're covering an important update for migrants in the UK. Recent reports reveal that migrants already living in the UK are now facing longer waits to secure permanent settlement. Let's dive into what this means and how it could affect many individuals and families across the country. New rules making migrants wait longer to qualify for permanent settlement in the UK will apply to people already in the country. At the moment, many foreign workers can apply for indefinite leave to remain. But after 5 years, under the new government plans, that wait would rise to 10 years. Immigrants would now typically have to live in the UK for 10 years before applying for the right to stay in UK indefinitely. Initially, it was unclear if the change would only affect new arrivals, however. A forthcoming government document is expected to confirm that. The new 10-year rule will also apply to the approximately 1.5 million foreign workers who have moved to the UK on legal visas since 2020. This means thousands of people who believed they were halfway to securing permanent status now face a much longer wait. There will be an exceptions. Not everyone will have to wait 10 years. Families of British citizens, such as spouses and children, will still be able to apply for settlement after 5 years. People who can prove they've made a big contribution to the UK's economy or society may also qualify in less than 10 years. The government is making these changes because it expects a flood of settlement applications after years of high immigration. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper wants to manage this surge, while Prime Minister Keir Starmer emphasizes that settlement should be a privilege that is earned by working, paying taxes, and contributing to the country. These changes are not final yet. They'll go out to public consultation, giving people a chance to share their views. The government has promised to release more details later. This lack of immediate clarity has caused worry. Some MPs report constituents are understandably worried, with one even considering leaving the UK because their path to settled status now feels uncertain. When Issa and his wife moved to the UK 3 years ago, they did so with a promise of a future. They chose Britain over other countries, investing their skills, careers, and dreams, believing a clear path to permanent settlement awaited them. Now that promise has been shattered. It feels like fraud, Issa said, his voice echoing the shock and anger of thousands of migrant families. This was our plan for life here, and now everything has changed. Issa and his wife are exactly the kind of high-skilled talent the UK strives to attract. Both work for a tech company, she on a skilled worker visa, he as her dependent. They are taxpayers, contributors, and until now, felt like part of the community. I was feeling welcome when I came here at first, he said, and it's the first moment that I feel like I'm completely unwelcome. Faced with an additional 5 years of uncertainty, costly visa fees, and temporary status, Issa is now considering what was once unthinkable. Leaving, I'm now thinking about moving to the US, he admits. But the anxiety extends far beyond one family's kitchen table. Issa warns of a looming economic backlash. I think it has consequences for the high talent coming here. They're not sure if the rules are going to change. This uncertainty, he suggests, could lead international companies to simply close their UK branches, rather than navigate the unpredictable immigration landscape. Imagine building a life for years, getting a mortgage, putting your children in school, becoming part of a community, all while living with the constant fear that a rule change could upend everything. While the government suggests the change will control migration, experts at the Migration Observatory say it's unlikely to significantly reduce numbers. Instead, it will create a new class of long-term temporary residents, people who work and pay taxes for a decade without the security of calling Britain their permanent home. It also, notably, generates millions more in ongoing visa fees for the Home Office. The UK's welcome may be conditional, and its promises subject to change. For people like Issa, who believed in that promise, the damage is already done. The question now is how many others will decide that the risk of building a life in Britain is just too high. Moving on to our second big story of the day. Big news for international students. The UK has just changed its student visa rules, and if you're planning to study in UK, you really need to know this. The UK now wants proof that you can afford higher living costs. So when you apply, your bank account needs to show more cash than before, especially if you're staying in London. From January 2025, students must show they have £13,347, which is £1,483 per month if studying in London, or £10,224, which is £1,136 per month if studying outside London, in addition to their first year's tuition fees. That monthly amount is for your living costs, housing, food, transport, etc. You also need to cover tuition fees for the first year. The visa application will ask for the outstanding fees shown on your confirmation of acceptance for studies, plus the maintenance. When you apply for your visa, it's not just about showing living costs. The Home Office will also check your tuition fees. Whatever amount is still left to pay on your university's official letter, called the Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies, gets added to your living cost requirement. In simple terms, tuition plus maintenance. And that full amount needs to be sitting in a bank account before you apply. The account may be yours or sometimes your parents', depending on the rules, for at least 28 consecutive days before you apply. It must not go below the required amount during those 28 days. The bank statement used must be recent, typically within 31 days of your application. So, if you're thinking about studying in the UK, double-check the new rules before you apply. The UK's new immigration changes mean migrants already here may be waiting much longer before they can settle permanently. Also, international students are facing new hurdles. These shifts could shape the future of countless families, careers, and communities. If you want to stay informed and ahead of the curve on every update about UK immigration and student visas, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss the insights that could affect you or someone you know.